Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people. Well, welcome to Threshold Thursday here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and family. What a powerful week of divine timing and preparation that we have had this week. It has been it, huh? On Monday, Dr. Will taught us about intentional beginnings. And yesterday, our conversation with Brian Hite about stress versus pressure gave us tools that we didn't even know that we needed hours later. And today I want to just show you how everything aligns when we stay open to the message. But before we dive into today's powerful topic, let's take a quick break, all right? It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
All right, my beautiful people, welcome back. Well, before we get started, let's center ourselves together. So wherever you are right now, I want you to take that first conscious breath with me. I want you to inhale deeply through your nose and hold for a moment. Now release through your mouth. Now with your next breath, I want you to feel yourself opening to understanding. Now as you exhale, I want you to release any need to control. Now one final deep breath in. And when you breathe in, I want you to breathe in trust. Breathe in clarity. Yes. Now when you are ready, gently open your eyes. All right, my beautiful people, if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, it's something that we do every day, Monday through Friday. Just to help center ourselves before we get into the topic in hand. All right, my family, today is Threshold Thursday. Today's topic is when preparation meets purpose. All right, family, let me show you how divine timing works. You know, yesterday morning, Brian Hite, he shared something profound about the difference between stress and pressure, and that I had no idea that I needed just hours later. Let's talk about some key points that Brian's teaching. He explained that stress comes from two things. When we perceive a situation as a threat, and when we feel we don't have resources to handle it. But pressure, that's different. Pressure comes from focusing on consequences. And here's what stuck with me. He said high performance situations aren't just about extreme moments. They're about any situation where the consequences matter to you. And as I sat there interviewing him, I had no idea on how soon that I need those exact tools. So remember last week I shared, I gave y'all a little sneak peek of the conversation that we had yesterday. But again, that is the blessing to being able to have this podcast and do pre-recorded. I'm sorry, I'm just going to be real. Is that I needed those tools at that moment and at that time. is because, again, 2 hours later, I needed that. Just hours after that conversation about managing high-stakes situation, I was in a life-altering situation. And I had to go back to when he talked about stress and pressure, going into the situation as a threat. So I couldn't go in there with a perceived notion. You understand what I'm saying? I had to go in there thinking what the facts were. And I had to act accordingly to what I was seeing, not what I thought that could possibly happen. And then even how I handled it. I had to continue to understand the facts. So it was amazing that I was able to use them. Did not understand, did not know at that time. And when I listen back to the show and hear it all over again, I'm just like, whoa. Thank you, God. Truly, thank you, God. And then I thank myself. You know why? Because not only was I being obedient, to understanding and being aware and open for the messages, but also I did that cleanse and that clearing for that very reason. For that very reason. You see, Brian's stress management techniques, it helped me to stay calm. It did. I was so calm. His explanation of pressure versus threat, it helped me to assess clearly on what was happening, on what was going on. The high performance tools guided my response. Even the timing of our interview was divine. Had we recording as original scheduled, I wouldn't have had those tools. Matter of fact, remember, I had someone that was supposed to be recording right after that. And thank God it did not happen because I wouldn't have had that fresh in my mind. So then let's talk about the connection to Monday's intention. Remember Mondays with Dr. Will, and he talked about intentional beginnings? This is why staying open to guidance matters. You know, I started my week setting intentions about being prepared. And look how the universe responded, sending exactly what I needed through Brian's wisdom. But then also that it was to help for us to create the message matrix application. And I'm going to show you how it looks in our message. What happened? Facts. The interview with Brian about stress versus pressure. I received the tools and the wisdom. Then the incident happened. A few hours later, my initial response was what? The recognition of divine timing, the gratitude of preparation, and the clear mind of action. And then the whole entire time, I'm asking, what's the message? Because remember, at my altar that morning of the interview, I asked for guidance. So I knew that anything that is happening in my life, there's a message. There is something, a lesson for me to learn. There's something that I'm supposed to be doing or learn from it. Or either it was for protection, because remember, I prayed for protection as well. Not only for myself, but for my child and the kids that goes to that school. But what the message is that we were always being prepared. The tools come when needed. You trust in the timing and just to stay open to guidance. The next one, I received the text about my daughter's school on Friday. Brian words about high performance situations came right back to me. Stress versus pressure in real time, managing emotional response, using tools immediately, trusting divine guidance, using the very tools that I created, the matrix message, even doing our DVD principles. And this is what happened when we trust that process: decision, acting on the messages, visualization, seeing protection, discipline, taking aligned action. And I know you said, Naomi, didn't you say this on Tuesday? Yes. But as the book said, and what book are you talking about, Naomi? The book that helped open me up, that took the ceiling off of that took that ceiling off for me. And that was Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. He said repetition, repetition. And so I'm going to repeat a lot of the things that I say because I want you all to understand exactly how I'm applying these tools, not only what the guests are telling me or saying to us, not just me, but to us, and how I'm applying them into my everyday lives, but you can do it as well. And even the tools that I create or we create here, that you can apply these tools in your everyday life. So family, let's talk about how the divine preparation sequence was. Let me show you how divine timing works in layers. All right, remember Wednesday morning, Brian Hite, he shared something profound about the difference between stress and pressure in that interview. Within hours, I needed those tools for a life-altering incident. And then Friday, those same tools will help me to make one of the most important decisions for my daughter. The first divine moment, again, just hours after our conversation, Brian, about handling high-stakes situations. I found myself in potentially a life-threatening incident. I'm repeating this loud so y'all can hear me. Near my daughter's school, only 2 blocks away. And family, watch how these tools showed up exactly when needed. His explanation for stress versus pressure helped me to stay calm. The high performance technique guided my response. By understanding the difference between threat and challenge shaped my action. And see, with every tool he shared that morning, I used them that afternoon. And in the second divine layer, see, God wasn't done showing us divine timing, because that incident, it was a preparation for what would come Friday morning when I received the text about my daughter's school. Now I had Brian's tool for high-stake moments. I had personal experience from using them successfully. I had a clear understanding of divine protection and trust in the guidance process. And let's talk about how we all broke it down. Let's show how the divine sequence appears in our message matrix. For Wednesday, what happened? Remember the facts. We received tools from Brian. Our initial response was grateful for wisdom. And deeper message is preparation beginning. On Thursday, what happened? Well, this was on Wednesday, I'm sorry. Life-altering incident. Initial response, use tools immediately. Not second guess, immediately. And the whole time I was asking, what's the message? The deeper message, building trust, gaining experience. And then Friday, what happened? A text about my daughter's school. The initial response, clear mind, ready tools. A deeper message, Time for aligned decision. You see, all of this is what we can call the perfect sequence. A perfect sequence. And family, let me show you how precisely divine timely works. This all happened in one day. One day, I got up that morning. I went to my altar. I did my prayer and meditation. I asked for guidance. I asked for protection. This is what I do every morning. When I drop my baby off at school, the prayer before she get out of the car for protection for her, the students at the school, the teachers, the staff. I come home. I have my first scheduled interview with Mr. Brian Hite. He shares his tool about the stress and versus pressure and gives me some more tools. Then my second guest surprisingly doesn't show up. Then Wednesday afternoon, a life-altering incident near the school. Then listen to this. Wednesday evening, a divine nudge to call one of my loved ones. And here's where it gets more profound. When I called my family member that night, I learned that she had experienced her own traumatic situation. And I didn't share this with y'all last week, but it was at a school at the same time that I was going through mine. So think about how this divine orchestra, morning, receive the exact tools that I need. Afternoon, use those tools in my own situation. Evening, call to share with someone who needed them, unbeknownst to me. But I was guided there to do that. And all of this prepared me for my daughter's situation and to make the decision. This wasn't just about preparing me for Friday's decision about my daughter. It was about equipping me to help someone else through these parallel experiences immediately. These tools wasn't just for me. They were for all of us. They were for all of us. And you know that message matrix framework that I'm talking about, that we talked about last week, that created right here on air? What happened? Brian's interview tools, initial response, taking notes and learning, deeper message, preparation beginning. This is where preparation meets purpose. Afternoon, what happened? Life-altering incident, initial response, using tools immediately, deeper message, building experience. I needed this experience to deal with what was coming up on Friday. All right, here's the evening. What happened? Called the loved one, learned a parallel experience. Initial response, sharing tools and understanding. Deeper message, personal experience becomes community wisdom. So family, when I tell you be open for those messages. Tap into your awareness. Apply these tools that you are getting from these guests, whether it's from my podcast or anyone else's that's going to help you to better your life and your children's life and whatever. Apply them. Right now, God is giving it to me in real time. And as he's giving it to me in real time, I am sharing them with you all. So yes, this has been a short show today. So tomorrow, my beautiful people, on Freedom Friday, we will celebrate these moments of growth and prepare for more transformation ahead. And I want you to remember, family, that you can download your free workbook at the seasonofselflovepodcast.com. All right? Until tomorrow, remember that you are so worthy and you are capable, and this is absolutely your time to shine. Have an amazing, amazing day. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love Podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer.